you ever decided to just stick your nose in one of your gloves or football cleats and, oh, something is really wrong? Now, we all know that old, rotten football smell that gets in your football gloves and gets in your football cleats over the course of the season. So today we're going to talk about some different ways to get rid of that rank football smell that goes inside your cleats and gloves. And this right here is my secret weapon that we're going to cover at the end, so you're definitely going to want to stick around for this one. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the simplest. Let everything air out. Now, one of the biggest issues you face is after practice and after games, you take all your football stuff that's all sweaty and you just shove it in your bag. And that's why these things get such a rank smell. You're taking something that's moist and wet and you're putting it in a dark environment, which is a haven for bacteria to grow. After every practice and every game, make sure you're not just shoving your stuff in your backpack. And if you are, when you get home, make sure you take it out, let it air dry, hang it up somewhere with lots of ventilation so you can get air to circulate through and help dry it out. Now, if they're a little bit damp, you could just take them, hang them, and leave them there for a little bit. If they're decently wet, make sure to get some really good ventilation, maybe put them outside in the sun for a bit to help kind of speed up that drying process. And if they are soaked, take them, put them over top of like an air vent in your house and push hot air into these things and dry them out. The second one is also really simple, and that's just having good overall hygiene for your hands and feet. If in general you just have really smelly hands and really gross feet, that's going to seep into the materials in these different football equipment and it's going to just make the problem worse. So making sure outside of football you have really good hand hygiene and really good foot hygiene, cleaning your feet every day, that's going to be a good step. All right, so the next one is you have to wear socks. Don't ever put your bare feet inside your football cleats. Now, the point of socks is to pull all that moisture away from your feet and trap it inside the socks so it doesn't stay on your feet and also doesn't go into your football equipment. And because of that, you also have to rotate your socks all the time. Now, you don't have to, but it also does help to have a really high quality sock like these Drymax ones, because these are made to wick moisture away from your skin, keep your feet dry, and keep it out of your equipment. I personally love their crew sock options. I've been wearing them every day at practice with my cleats. And that's also why we've partnered with Drymax. Today's video is brought to you by Drymax. Now, if you're familiar with our channel, you've seen Drymax on a ton of guys across the NFL, including CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Ramsey, Justin Herbert, and Jamar Chase. But honestly, we could be here for a really long time if we went through every guy in the NFL that wears Drymax chin savers or their socks. And we actually have videos explaining how the technology works in the Drymax socks and the Drymax chin savers you can check out too. Essentially, Drymax is a company that specializes in moisture transfer and antimicrobial products. They sell the chin saver, which comes in the tube and the easy on and off version with that strip of Velcro. And they sell tons of different sock styles worn by different guys across the league. Here's how it works. The super hydrophobic Drymax fiber layer that rests against your chin is also infused with coupon copper. That copper releases millions of ions, which helps improve your skin's health and appearance. Worn regularly next to your skin, the coupon copper has been proven to improve your skin's elasticity, softness, appearance, tone, and texture. The most important part for me though is the hydrophobic fibers, which pulls all the moisture away from your skin, keeping you dry. This is why the socks are so popular in the league, keeping your feet dry and odor free. Now, if you want to learn more about Drymax socks and their chin saver covers, visit all the links down below where we have links to both of our videos we put out and their website. Again, thanks to Drymax for sponsoring this video. Back to it. Those are the basics about how you can prevent it. Keep your feet dry, keep your feet clean, and make sure you're wearing socks. But let's talk about, once you have that stink in there, how do we get rid of it? Now, the first one is the old school trick that people have been using on their jeans for a long time. We're gonna take all our football products, we're gonna put them in a freezer bag and pop them in your freezer overnight. Those freezing cold temperatures are gonna kill the bacteria, and when you pull them out tomorrow, they're gonna smell at least a little bit better. The next one is just basic laundry detergent and water. All you need to do is put some laundry detergent in your sink, add a little bit of water in there, and you can wipe down and kind of hand wash your football cleats and gloves. Now, you'll wanna do this over the weekend because washing them by hand creates a lot of moisture there, and it's going to need at least a couple days to air dry. And it's really important, do not throw these things in your washer or dryer. Throwing your football gloves and washing them in a washing machine is going to ruin the grip on the inside, and this traction plate is going to tear up the machine. So don't put either of these in the washer or dryer. Just do it by hand in the sink, pull them out, let them air dry. Now, if you're looking for something more natural, you can also just use baking soda. Now, there's basically two different ways you can use baking soda to deodorize your football stuff. And the first one's really simple. All you need to do is take some baking soda, sprinkle it on the inside of your cleats and on the inside of your gloves, and let that sit overnight. Come back the next day, shake it out, and get all that baking soda out of there. That baking soda is basically just going to deodorize the area and help keep it a little more fresh. Now, if you want something more repeatable, I want you to take one of your socks, take 1 part baking soda, 1 part baking powder, and 2 parts corn flour, put that inside the sock, and then optionally you can add some essential oils. And now take this and put it inside your gloves or cleats, and again, let it sit overnight. This mixture is going to draw in the moisture, deodorize the area, and the essential oils are going to give it a nice fresh smell. Another easy one is vinegar. You can basically take vinegar and spray it in your shoes as a deodorizer, and it's also going to kill that bacteria. Just mix 1 part vinegar to 1 part water, put it in a spray bottle, and spray this inside your shoes and gloves, and again, let it sit and air dry, and boom, you're good to go. This is also a really easy one because after every practice, leave one of these little spray bottles in your locker, spray it in there, let it sit. By tomorrow, you're good to go. All right, the final one right here is my secret weapon. Now, boxers have faced a similar problem with their boxing gloves, and they've already found a solution that we can just use. And that's these right here. Now, if you can't find this exact one, I'm going to link them on Amazon. There's a couple different options out there. It's basically just the thing that you put inside your gloves and cleats after practice. And it has a very similar effect to the baking soda that we put in the sock earlier, except now the nice thing is there's two of them and there's a string. All you have to do is take each one of these, put it inside the glove or inside the football cleat, and then hang it up by those and let it air dry with this sit inside. By tomorrow, when you use them again, they're super fresh, they smell great, and it's an easy way to store and hang your football cleats. I've used these in my football cleats, and I also use them in my boxing gloves right now, and I absolutely love these. Could not recommend them more. There you go. If your football cleats or football gloves are starting to get smelly, here's a couple different options that you can use for yourself to try and clean up that smell, get rid of the bacteria, and make sure you get a full season out of these things. Again, I'll see you next time. Peace.